Hello. Welcome to the Bearded Respect, number 175. Oh, who's this guy? Wow.
This is a sneak peek to my freestyle beard.
That just looks weird. Oh. Jesse, you want to say hi to all the people in the chat?
Yeah, let me get scrolled up here. What's going on here? Hold on.
Would you break it?
There we go. Nope. There we go. We're scrolling. Okay, I got Jeffrey. Hey, Jeffrey.
To do the vibes.
Yes, Dino. This is going to be a long night. Very little nap time for this guy this evening. Hey, Foxy.
What's up, John Fox?
What can I say?
Hey, Jack Stud.
What's up, Will?
Jordan J.
Hello there.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
What's up, Jordan?
How you doing, Jordan?
Hey, Tomahawk.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
What's up, Tomahawk?
How you doing?
Hi, Becky, Mrs. Brew City.
Hello, Becky.
How you doing?
What's up, Becky?
Like I just saw you.
Hey, James.
How you doing, James?
James Hanson.
Hey, babysitter Jess.
How you doing?
Jessica, what's up?
What did he say?
Hey, Baker.
No way.
What's up, Baker?
Hey, Baker.
Hey, Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Family. Long time no see.
Hey, brother.
Hey, Chris.
How you doing, Chris?
What's up, Chris?
Hey, Amber.
Brother Amber.
Hey, Big Stu.
Hello.
What's up,
How
Chris?
you doing?
If I got Jeffrey. Hey, Jeffrey.
I have friends,
What's up, Jeffrey?
family.
Hey, there's Phil.
Hello.
Shooting on a budget. Hey,
Hello,
Phil.
Phil.
What's up, Phil? Can't wait to see you in 4 weeks in person.
Antonio.
Antonio, what's up?
Hey, frickin' frack. And to answer your question from previously, yes, you can come visit me as well.
Yes.
Welcome.
Hi, Kay.
How you doing?
What's up, Kay? Great job on Melissa's show.
Yes. Yes. Good
Hello,
job.
neighbor.
Hey, Pud.
I
No,
think I've
bud.
seen you before.
No way.
No
Hey,
repeats.
Corey. Good to see you, Corey.
What's up, Corey?
Children.
Robert Allen. Hey, Robert.
I'm your
Robert.
Hey, Elegant Sasquatch. Good to see you.
How you doing?
What's up, Chris?
Big Stu said you look like a cinnamon roll. With you.
Put that cookie down now.
That's funny.
Hey, Jacob.
Hi, Jacob.
Hey,
Here,
Jacob.
everything went well.
Yeah. Love to you and Terry.
Yes.
Hey, 20 Spray Ray.
What's up, Ray?
You're okay in my book.
Hey, Ronnie.
What's up,
Hi.
Ronnie?
All right,
Yeah.
all right, all right.
Flaming Beard.
How you doing, my friend?
What's up, Flaming Beard?
How you doing?
Hey, Garrett.
How you doing?
What's up, Garrett?
Do it.
3D.
How
Good
the
to
hell
see
are
ya.
you?
What's up, 3D?
How you doing?
Hey, Melissa.
What's up, Melissa? Good show.
Yes, yes.
Welcome to America, baby.
Yeah.
We should make that happen.
We don't have a problem with.
Melissa
With that?
and Garrett.
Yeah, we could do that.
Hey, Born Bearded. Yeah, because there's a lot of things have changed in.
You're gonna ask me a bunch of questions? Is that what you were gonna do?
What's up, Dave?
How you doing? Oh my lord, honey. Yes, I am, but okay.
us
You know how
more.
on some of our intro I use like that retro sync where it's kind of like a Miami style background.
Yeah.
I have underwear with that design.
Oh,
I just got this week.
very cool.
And I said I was going to save them for Thursday.
Hey, Jacob.
Asking.
What's up, Bane Blends, Jacob?
How you
Jake.
doing, my friend?
I just talked about underwear, Jack. And I guess Melissa got Becky's laugh.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear it.
Yeah, we heard it.
Oh,
All right. We got through everyone.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm caught up.
Nice.
I figured since she said something, I had to explain.
Woo.
Hey, El Mariachi Blanco.
Hello.
How the hell are you?
So, everybody, I started putting our shows that haven't been on Rumble, and Spotify. I started downloading them onto there today. So, in the
Cool.
future, you will be able to see all our updated episodes. Supposedly, I haven't put one on Spotify since episode 45.
Been a while, yeah.
I didn't think it was that long. Oh,
Secret. I thought there was only like one show on Spotify.
2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but since I was putting them on Rumble, I figured I'd put them on both.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. And we're still on Twitch.
Sometimes. We're not tonight.
No. Okay.
Hey,
Just
Bishop.
have that problem with people getting affiliate pay.
Yeah.
for
Ray,
some
we've been on Rumble for years.
Oh, I know. People
So-
been getting affiliate pay from Rumble.
Oh,
Bruce City's secret. Oh. I don't know. That scent profile would probably be close to South Beach. Oh. I would
Well-
guess kind of Miami scent.
yeah. Everyone is in suspense. They don't know who our guests are.
They don't even have ideas, huh?
Probably not. You did a good job covering them up in the intro. there.
I tried my best to keep it a secret. Find this here. And we can bring them on here as soon as I get this queued up. Forgot what. There it is. All right. Oh, this guy's already here, so.
Hey.
Surprise!
Welcome to the Bearded Respect, guys.
What's going on, guys?
Thanks for joining us.
Did we
Thank
lose?
you for having us. This is such a surprise.
Yeah, Dino keeps jumping in and out.
The two Santas are traveling. Chief gets to sit at home.
Retired life, I tell you.
Yeah. Well, thanks for
Welcome
coming on
back,
the show,
Santa.
guys.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, hopefully the trip is going well.
Yeah, well, and I know Dino said he was heading somewhere today. I just flew back in from Florida. I had a leadership conference, which was great. And apologies to all the people that reached out that wanted to meet up. I wish I could have met up with every one of them. I was really only the scheduling conflicts. I wanted to meet up with Bob and Terry. Didn't get a chance to meet up with them. Really missed Dino and Chief and all of you guys tonight on the Trace Amigos show. I really, really wanted to be here for that one, but you know how it goes when you're traveling. Flight got delayed a little bit, and waiting for the park and ride, it was a mess. But I did get to meet Greg Boswell. Who I don't know if a lot of you are familiar with him.
Mm-hmm.
Was he at the leadership conference?
I'm sorry?
Was he at the same conference or no?
He was not. He lives in Lakeland, Florida.
Okay.
So he got in touch with me when he saw I was going to be there. And if I lose you guys, I'll be home in about 15 minutes. I'll jump on when I get home. But guys, Greg's been in the bearded community. I'm sure most of y'all already know him for a long time. I've been talking to him about kind of getting more involved in the bearded community, you know, like on shows and things like that. So he is coming on the show. I'd love to see him on the Bearded Respect. He's been around. That's a hint. But he's been around for a long time, and I absolutely love him. Have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, Ray and Robert, we lost Dino. He is traveling to West Virginia from Michigan. Santa's driving through Texas, so it wouldn't be surprised if we lose him too.
I just left Houston, and I'll probably get off, guys, and let Chief in. Chief, how you doing, man? I missed you so much tonight, buddy.
It was a good show. Dynamite held it down, man.
I tell you what, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get off and let Chief talk for a minute, but I just want to let you guys know how much respect. I know Chief they've already talked. How much respect we have for all three of you, Jason, Mike, and you guys. Just you mean the world to us, Scott. We appreciate you guys so much, and just the groundwork you've laid for shows like us to come on, and just everything you do for the community and everybody that you support, and even have made some people. So we just appreciate you guys so much. But I'm going to jump off, and I will be home probably about 10 minutes, and I will jump back on. If you guys will have me, you may say, you may not let me back on. I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
You're always welcome.
I'll see y'all in just a little bit, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Scott, Santa runs the show like you do behind the scenes, does all that work. What Dino runs our Monday show, and he said, I found a newfound respect for Santa and Scott and the guys that actually run the show and put everything up and bring the guests in. And he says it's a lot of work, and it's kind of hard to talk and do all the work behind the scenes. So he says it's a newfound respect for what you guys do and Santa does. So we appreciate you.
Well, we appreciate that. And here we each have our own jobs. Like Jason welcomes people. Mike starts off with like the ice breaking questions, and I do all the background work.
Yeah.
I just show up and show off.
Yeah.
Just a pretty face.
Yeah. Pretty old and weathered and beat down. Bob Hope loving. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Chief, when is your birthday?
February 27th. You want to know the year?
Okay. So you just turned 55.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've had people ask, do you dye your beard? And it looks dark on here, but there's red, there's gray, there's white, there's black, there's brown. So no.
I was just asked that between the shows. So you answered the question already.
Plus, I think that dyeing your beard's probably not good for your beard.
Yeah.
Yeah. The uno amigo.
Yeah.
Hey, the
What's
dude.
again?
Hi, Dino.
Are you on the road now, Dino?
Yeah, I'm on the road, so I was getting in some sketchy cell coverage. So yeah, trying my best.
I thought you might have need bail money already. I didn't know.
Right.
How far of a drive do you got tonight?
I think we're gonna go about 5 hours, and then tomorrow will be about 2.5, 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. So we're gonna spread it out.
Hey, if you come through my area, I'll call off work in a heartbeat.
We can arrange that, Chief. We can arrange that.
So I heard Becky laugh in the background. That was pretty funny. I'd like to hear more about these cookies.
I didn't even know that made the stream.
Oh yeah,
but she's right above me. So.
She laughed pretty hard. I don't have special show undies like you.
It just happened to have a design that I use in our intro.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shape the podcast says, "See you in West Virginia."
Nice,
Dino.
Cool.
Heck yeah.
Tell us about what you're going to, Dino. Tell us more about it.
Going to the Appalachian Beard Mafia competition. It's in Ghent, West Virginia. I believe Chris Hull is the one putting it on. So it'll be pretty cool. They got some vendors there. They got Wicked Wednesday's going to be there. I think Okie Dokie, Soap Company, Mystery Mountain, as far as I know. So it should be a pretty fun time.
Is that on Saturday?
So Friday the festivities start. I think they got some ATV thing going on. You can go on some trail rides or something. They got some bridge skywalk tour. So festivities are Friday, and then Saturday is a bigger competition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you say ATV ride?
Yeah, they got. I think you can. They got something where you can rent ATVs or side by sides, and they got to do some tour or trail riding or something like that.
Yeah, cool. You should have told me that. I'd have called off work and brought my own. I just need an excuse, man.
I guess the Hatfield and McCoy's distillery is there too. So
Oh.
yeah. So you sure don't want me to pick you up?
Oh, we're losing you, Dino.
We see you. We're just losing audio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wind chimes. We need wind chimes.
Oh, here I go.
He said dent, right? D-E-N-T.
Yeah.
I think it's Ghent with a G.
Or Dent? I don't know.
It's G, right? Nod your head. G, Ghent.
Tomahawk, we'd ask Dino, but we can't hear him right now. We'll save that.
Well,
I'll just look it up.
I don't think Dino's entered any competitions. I tried to get him entered in Buckeye Beard Battle 2, and he didn't. And I told him, you're wasting an opportunity to come home with some hardware. Yeah, it is Ghent with a G. Mm-hmm.
G-H-E-N-T.
It's either with an H or G-E-N-T.
On the beard calendar, it says stay tuned for more information. They're cutting a little close.
A little bit close.
It starts tomorrow.
Side-by-side bridge walk. That'd be cool. Now, see, that'd be more up my speed with the side-by-sides and the dirt bikes and the things that can hurt you.
Sounds like fun.
You've done beard reviews on a ATV, haven't you?
Yeah. I didn't know how to flip my camera because I went through the puddle, this giant puddle, and I didn't know how to flip my camera around after I went through the mud hole. I had no idea what I was doing back then either. I still don't. I just dabble.
Carol, what is unacceptable?
They're talking about the placements, the king, the ratings, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, again?
Points, yeah.
Sorry, we can't see that on our screen.
I don't see any crowns.
Yeah, you can't see it in the restream, but on YouTube you can see it. Yeah. So the Tres Amigos first show was Halloween night, right? October 31st.
I want to say you're correct. Yeah. And it was
Beard Mana.
It was sketchy.
And,
yeah. I didn't have proper Wi-Fi, so I switched over to 5G, went out on the porch, and my wife has these wind chimes that I didn't think were bothering anybody, but you can hear them clear as a bell. Bling, bling, bling. And the 5G was even sketchy. I live out in the country, So I did take care of my internet problem, and it's still horrible. Frontier, it's still horrible, but what are you going to do? It's enough to get on a live stream. That's all.
How did the Tres Amigos formulate?
I'm so glad you asked that. Jesse Cervantes, he sent us all, I can't remember what oil it was, but we all knew each other and, talking behind the scenes. Hey, did you get this oil from Jess? Yeah, I got it. And I thought, you know what? Why don't we go live? I'll just go live on Instagram and we'll just talk about it. And then Jess popped in and hung out with us for a minute. And, we had a few people in there talking and in the chats and stuff. And it was a pretty decent night. And then Santa Tom's like, hey, I'm getting owners asking to be on the show. And we're like, what show? We have a show now? And it just blew up out of that, So thanks to Jesse Cervantes.
This was on Instagram?
Yeah, and it was on my Instagram. And then we were having problems where, we'd bring a guest on. He could see us. We couldn't see him or her. And one nightmare after another. And Santa Tom said, you know what, we're going to do Restream and we're going to go on YouTube. And so, okay, let's go. So, and it's been pretty good. Hardly any problems. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say you guys have had a great start. So we're looking at 7 months now, I think. And you're already in the 200s for followers. You're averaging 30 to 50 viewers per show. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's really good. Really good.
But it's three different personalities, just like you guys. It's three different people that are completely different. You know, Santa Tom's a nice one. Dino's the quirky one, and I'm the, knife hand all the time. And it works. I like it. Yeah, you know what the knife hand is?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But do you still have power with that since
No.
leaving the military? Yeah, no. I didn't think so. It only works in the military.
It makes me feel better at work when I'm like,
Right.
They don't understand the knife hand. Scott, you understand knife hand, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's the Trace Amigos vision?
You know what? I think we're all just having fun.
Mhm.
And we did talk behind the scenes. If it does like monetize one day, we don't want any money for ourselves. We want to put it right back into, better stream decks and, sound and all that good stuff. And do giveaways and just no money whatsoever. We don't want to make a job out of this. We're just having fun. And it's just three guys getting along and bringing on good people and having good chats. And most of the time it's beard related, but we like to talk about other things and get to know the people as people and what they do for, a living, a vocation. And it's just fun. Same thing you guys kind of do. Just three different people.
Yeah. Pretty much the money comes in and it goes right back out.
Right. Yeah. And hopefully we'll get monetized one day, but it's not a goal for us. Like we're just having fun. And it really is fun, man. I get off here and I go upstairs and wife's like, it was a good show. And I was like, yeah, it was a real good show. And she's like, have you had a bad show? And I was like, not really. Had some guests that were kind of quiet. You kind of have to poke them a little bit to get them to talk. But other than that, we've had good shows.
Yeah.
Except the first one, which was horrible.
Well,
It wasn't that
first
bad.
one is always terrible. You can go back and look at mine and Jason's first one. Compared to today, it's like, what in the hell were we doing? Yes,
Yeah,
Tara's
Scott,
first live was on this channel.
Scott,
Speaking of that, her live with you, Mike, was really good. Like I
I
didn't
thought so too. Not
Yeah, I
because
didn't
of us, but because of the chat. Like
the
people were
chat.
sharing stuff, and that was like really cool.
Lots of questions, lots of sharing, lots of vulnerability.
Mhm.
And it takes a lot for people to say things to people that they're, they don't know in person.
Right.
But sometimes I think it might be easier to talk to people that aren't in your direct family. So and if they feel comfortable, like we all feel comfortable with each other and the chat feels comfortable with this, it's easy to open up to people that you know and like and love.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Just like a lot of the things that I say, I would never say to anybody else. And Scott talking about his underwear tonight,
Scott's underwear.
At least I wear
underwear. I haven't talked about my underwear yet.
You and I did talk about my underwear one day because I did a couple videos. I told you, I said I did a few videos with no pants on. It's hot in Ohio, man. So,
Oh,
yeah. Who needs pants?
Right.
Miss K did an excellent job tonight. So
She
proud
did.
of you.
She did.
Mhm.
I was really happy to see Kay on Melissa. I love Melissa's show, especially since she started bringing on, what does she call it? The Real Housewives of Bearded Men or something like that. It's really cool. Really cool concept. And like every show is different. Every show is so much different and so enjoyable, and just hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
And just BSing. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about beard products. We're all in the beard community, but we can go in any direction with our talks and our focus. And no John Fox. I'm saving it for a different show.
So you guys are already,
we're in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody that's going.
Yeah.
You guys, I can't wait to see you guys. You said I invited you guys by the house. You want to do a barbecue or burn some stuff in the backyard, just get away from the city. Because Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh, man, it's anxiety. Hey,
there's Santa Tom. Jet lag and all.
What's up, guys?
Did you get yourself something to eat or anything? You got some water? Anything?
This is got my water, but this is too important.
All right.
And my favorite toy is the Evel Knievel wind-up toy.
I didn't even ask him that yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You told us that already when we had you on the show in December.
I just want to make sure y'all didn't forget.
I got a question for you, Santa. The ones that you had the ripcord that you pulled out and it spun the back wheel and had sparks and stuff. Did you ever stick your finger in that wheel when it was turning?
Hey, you did. Just like you had to stick your finger one time on the old time cigarette lighters. You just had to do it one time, and that's all it took.
That was the one that had the one big rubber center wheel, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you didn't catch your finger on that son of a gun, you weren't playing with it right.
Yeah. But that Evel Knievel could take some abuse, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't ride straight. Looked like he was a little drunk, but
He sure took off.
Yeah.
So Santa, I already started with Chief with a couple of questions about the Tres Amigos. But how do you feel it's come along over the 7 months? So you guys been doing this for 7 months now. You started in October. Chief already talked about, the first live was just, wind chimes and beard mana.
Right.
And, but you guys have come a long way. Like you've already got over 200 subscribers. You have, 30 to 50 people in the chat. How's the process been going for you guys?
Well, first of all, it's very humbling to be on with Chief and Dino. That's the way I feel. Okay. Just like I see Jason, Scott, and Mike are just three totally different personalities, but it just works so well together. And I feel like that's exactly the same way that Chief and Dino really mesh together very, very well. They work. If you saw that video they did for Chris and Tara, where they were the call-in center, so to speak, and it was like watching old Laurel and Hardy episode, right? It was just so good. And I wish I was that quick-witted, and I wish I was that, funny. I mean, but it's very humbling being on with them. So they make the show fun for me. I think I take more of, I believe Scott's role. I like doing the production side. I guess Scott does it. I'm assuming that's, so I like doing that kind of thing and letting those two go at it because they just work so well together. So it's been fun. Of course, we've got our inspiration from the Bearded Respect, and we just wanted to do something and just be more active and just be the warm up, right, for Copper Johns, Melissa, and the Bearded Respect. I just think that lineup has just been so good, and I know we're a little earlier, but we're able to still catch a little bit of crowd, and it's gaining traction, and it just gives me something to look forward to on Thursdays, and especially being with those two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a great show that you guys do. Really enjoy it.
Well, we're looking forward to a lot of people that we have coming up that I know that you guys are going to come on. For one, we had you guys today. Next week we have Greg Boswell, which I talked a moment ago about that.
Wow.
And Greg is I love watching him. And he was one of the first people besides Dan and maybe Scuba. And believe it or not, Chief was one of the first, because when I started Googling beard content reviewers a couple years ago, these were some of the guys that were coming up. So I started watching it. So, the funny thing is I got to meet Greg last night, and we had such a good time. We had dinner, and it was you know, it was funny because I was a little starstruck. You know, Chief was talking about being a little starstruck with Tara a couple weeks ago, and I was starstruck with Greg. He's talking about, man, I love your stuff so much. I love, you know, and I'm like, me? What do you mean me? But it was just so much fun just interacting with, because he's like all of us. He's so down to earth, and I don't know what I was expecting, but he's very humble, very down to earth. But I'm really looking forward to him coming, and he's huge fans of you guys. You know, he doesn't get to make, because his type of work he doesn't get to make a lot of these shows, but he's had a lot of conversations with Dan and a lot of people in the bearded community. But then in 2 weeks, guys, and I'm just going to go ahead and let this out of the bag, because I'm really looking forward to them. And I have to brag a little bit, because we got them before the Bearded Respect. And I don't mean that. I mean that in the most humble way. But I got to rub it in just a little bit. We got Bob and Terry, frickin' frack themselves, coming on the show in 2 weeks to make their debut premiere on a live show. And we are so excited to have them. I just had to rub that in a little bit.
Yeah. You guys did it.
Biggest is to be starstruck at Worlds. I think I am too.
Yeah.
I am too. Because Dan C will be there. You know that.
From what he told me, he might not be.
Oh, really?
Dan C.
I thought he was judging.
Not as far as he knows.
Oh.
Not last time I was chatting with him, anyway.
Wow.
Could have changed since then.
Oh, yeah. There's still going to be tons of like huge beard people there.
Yeah.
It's funny that you said Greg Boswell. Just last week, I was watching Amber and Kev's live stream on IG, and they were just walking in the park, and he was watching. I don't even know if they know that, but
and that's the kind of stuff he enjoys doing. He likes making those videos, you know, where he's just out doing a tour of, and he's from Lakeland, and it's such a beautiful town. You know, I was talking to my wife. I wouldn't mind transferring there because that's where our corporate office is. Such a beautiful town. And it was actually cooler there. It was in the 70s all week there. And I got back home to Texas. It was 91 and about 185, % humidity. It was just miserable here.
How was the rain?
It did rain there almost every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Deuce Amigos.
Yeah. It was the Amigo for a little bit.
Yeah.
You guys don't, and Chief knows, you guys don't know how much it pained me not to be, but hey, Dynamite, I know you're in here. Thank you so much for filling in. I appreciate you so much, man.
He always does a good job.
He does. He fills in for us, or for me primarily, but because I do have to travel a lot, but yeah, Dynamite, he's just like the closer, man, or the cleanup hitter, or whatever, designated hitter.
Well, when I talked to Dynamite, I said, Dynamite, hey, brother, what I really need you to do is keep Chief and Dino in line. Really make sure they keep the show PG, He
did, Santa. He did.
We're not worried about that part.
It was strikes against your channel anyhow, so.
Oh, goodness.
That was a good show. You'll have to go back and watch it.
I definitely will. And Melissa's. I have to go back and watch Melissa's. I just, you know how it is. You get in your routine, and when you have to go do a business trip or like this on a conference, it just throws everything out of balance and everything out of whack. I heard Jason say earlier he missed it. I know this is a long night for him, and your beard, sir, is looking 100% on point. If I don't say so myself, it is looking really, really good.
I was thinking the same of you.
I'm just trying to be like you, sir.
Battle of the white beards.
But I did catch. I was able to catch you on with Tara the other night, Mike, and that was
wow.
I appreciate you so. You guys don't know how much I appreciate all of you guys, and Chief knows how much I appreciate him. But you guys just mean so much to me in the community, and I know you mean so much to everybody else.
It's no bearder than
all right. We'll take it.
He comes in here once a year and says hi.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thank you, Jay. Very nice.
Yes, thanks,
of you.
Jay. We appreciate it.
$2. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Say,
They add up.
Chief, we need to get monetized so they can start throwing us a couple bucks here and there.
Oh, before you know it, you'll be above 500. That's that's when we got that.
Yeah.
We don't get the subs until we're past 1,000.
Right.
Yeah, Santa Tom taught me that lesson a long time ago. Don't worry about your sub count.
Yeah, you know, that's the first thing. Well, that's the first thing Greg Boswell and Dan told me was, do not look at your subs. It'll drive you insane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't worry about it. And all of a sudden you hit this mark and you're like, oh, that's cool.
Well, I remember bringing it up when Santa Tom was on our show in December, and I think you were at 700. And then, like, within a few weeks, you're at like 20,000 or something like that.
Uh-huh.
It just blew up.
Well, and it's like I tell everybody, and Chief knows, and Dino knows, guys, trust me, it's nothing to do with beard content, even though I appreciate the followers I do have. But it's obvious it's the Christmas stuff. I mean, people really around Christmas time it did, and it is very humbling. It's beyond, and people automatically, I think, assume that you start making all this money. Guys, I'm here to tell you right now, if that's what you're banking on, just don't.
You haven't quit your day job yet?
No, far from it. You know, and don't get me wrong, $50 every other week or so is, hey, it's nice, but if that's what you're counting on, you know, but it is neat. But I will say this, it's something I've learned a lot from Chief and Dino. But one of the things, I got to meet Greg Boswell. Yes, I did. It was a very, very nice time. But something that Chief, you know, two things he told me. One was about the whole, and I'm not going to get into the whole debate about it, but the affiliate code things, because I jumped on like a lot of brand new content reviewers and just started snatching up all these affiliate codes, right? So then I was making a video every day, and plus trying to do my Christmas content, and things really, I mean, the pressure starts getting on you to where you feel like you have to do so much until you step back and say, wait a minute, I don't have to do so much. Mm-hmm. Why are you doing so much? You know, and you know, you're kind of flooding the algorithm or whatever, and it's not really doing. But since I've backed off, I've had a whole lot more fun. And I'm sorry if I'm talking too much. I've been quiet on a plane for the last 4 hours. So
it feels different being on the other side of the screen, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I just kind of noticed is the Trace Amigos, all three of you do spend a lot of time making content. You make a lot of great content, and each one of you, it's completely different too. Like, you know, Chief does a lot of review, and you do a review with a group of guys. I can't remember. Round Robin. And plus other reviews that you do, and Monday Night Mayhem and Trace Amigos. Santa Tom, you've got your whole Santa thing, and you're kind of like into different projects as well. And then Dino, of course, he's got like his own projects that he's doing. So, yeah, you guys are definitely putting in the work, and I think it's going to pay off, really.
Well, you know who opened my eyes to the algorithm was Chris from True North.
Yeah,
he was on a live one time talking about you can't put out a video a month and expect your algorithm to grow. You got to push, you got to work, you got to go after it. Right. And I sort of do. You know, I'm not, you know, once a week. I'm every 10 days, 2 weeks type kind of reviewer. But he's absolutely right. You can't slack off and do one a month or every other month. And you got to be in it to win it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, yeah. We probably don't do much of that because we're just in this for the fun.
Mm-hmm.
If we get a few dollars here or there, it just goes back somewhere else.
Right, exactly.
Equipment or giveaways or, you know.
Or like now we have this sponsorship on Worlds, which we just noticed tonight is actually we're actually listed on their website now.
How
Yeah.
cool is that?
Kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so the money that was donated throughout, for the last couple months, we were able to use it to sponsor the over 60 category. And I think our logo, or at least our name, is going to be like on the awards. So
Yeah, these
first,
skate
second, and
decks,
third.
and we're supposed to get one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's really cool.
So we'll be showing that off whenever it arrives.
That's awesome.
I'm sure that'll
So-
be after Worlds is over.
Bob and Terry, come down to Worlds. John Fox, both of you enter the over 60
Yeah.
and win some.
I would if I
skate
could.
decks.
Oh,
Yeah, we'd love for someone to win it who we know.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Algorithm. That's funny.
one of the best things, other than seeing my wife coming home from a week-long trip, is all the mail, the beard mail that you got. That's like Christmas.
Hearing Santa talk about Christmas.
I love it.
Why didn't you just take the reindeer? Well, that probably would have been quicker.
I was kind of waiting on that, and I was thinking about that. I said, it would definitely have been a lot cooler because I'm gonna tell you, on the way there, on the flight there, the only thing I was thinking is, man, there's a lot of kids on this flight. Nothing wrong with it, but there was a lot of kids, and they were great. But then when I landed Orlando, I said, Disney World. It's summertime now. Disney World, that makes sense. But I'm talking about, it seemed like half the flight was kids, but it was neat. It was entertaining. I can promise you that.
How many kids wanted to talk to you?
None on the way there, I guess, because of the excitement of going to Disney World. Right, I think Disney World kind of trumped Santa in June. But on the way back, this little girl kept looking at me, and I smile at her, and I could see her whisper to her mom because I was wearing red on the flight back, and the mom kept looking over. So I handed her it's a little card that I have for kids, and handed her the little card. So I always love those moments. Just says Santa caught you being nice.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's a good point, Brother Amber. They were great because Santa was on the plane.
Yeah.
Right.
They were behaving.
We'll go with that.
So Finest is in here. Did you get your push-ups in today, Finest Mixed Breed?
What's that about?
The guys are getting their backs waxed at Buckeye Beard Battle, and I think Finest wants to do a push-up challenge at Buckeye Beard Battle. So, yes, I've been busting out a Hondo a day. Just
wow,
just trying to see if he can, keep up with this old man.
Wow.
And just full disclosure, I don't get involved in none of that. If y'all see me doing a push-up, running, or anything of that physical nature, something's chasing me or something's wrong. Check on me.
Oh, cocaine bear.
So Santa Tom, you'll be at the beer battle.
Yes, sir. I will be at the Buckeye Beer Battle. Okay. Looking forward to meeting Chief and Dino first and foremost, but everybody else. I've really been looking forward to meeting just everybody that's going to be there. I really wish I could be at Worlds. It's too much to just be gone for what I just got back from Worlds, and then I really wanted to go see Dan see why he was in Orlando, but not like everybody else wasn't trying to see him as well. So it's just time constraint this time seeing everybody. So had a lot of company owners reaching out wanting to meet up, which I wish I could have. It's just, you're getting up at 4 a.m. and really not getting back to the hotel in bed by, 10 o'clock. So, yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool that the three of you will get together finally, right? Like this will be the first time all three are together. So this will be our third time, I think, for Scott, Jason, and I to be in the same room together. I've been with Jason, I've been with Scott, and then 2 other times the three of us have been together.
Yeah, because I was with you and Jason in Pittsburgh last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a great meetup. unfortunately, you had to work that night. That would have been cool to hang out with you more, but
Yeah,
I really appreciate you coming out.
Pushed it.
Yeah.
I should have just called off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mike had made it down to Texas, and I had my opportunity to see him. And my son-in-law, Chief remembers this. My son-in-law got an accident and totaled his brand new. What do you call the electric cars? The
Tesla?
It doesn't
the
matter.
Tesla's wrecked his brand new Tesla, and so yeah, he's just now getting settlement and all that from all that mess. So. Yeah, that was definitely a missed opportunity.
I'll be there in January, so I plan to go back.
I don't care in the same place.
Yeah, LaGrange.
Well,
Yep.
I do LaGrange. It's not far at all, and I don't care if I have to take the entire week off. I will make sure I'm there this time. That's too close to miss an opportunity like that.
Tara asked about a kids category at Worlds. I don't think so. I do not think there's a kids.
They got Whiskerina, right?
They did. They did have Whiskerina, but not children.
No, a lot of the big like nationals and stuff, I don't think they cater to the children either.
No.
Now, I've got a question for you, beard contest experts. What would you prefer? Now, I understand the whole the atmosphere of the big, the big competitions like the Worlds and all of that, and just the people that you could meet. And I don't mean this in a way like, do you prefer, but do you prefer the smaller atmosphere, the smaller beard competitions versus the huge ones? I know there's a difference in the ambiance and all that, but what do you prefer?
Yeah, I prefer the. I think. Yeah, I probably more closeness with the smaller ones. Like the one in South Dakota is really cool. I know most of the people that go to that. The one in Texas that I went to, the one in Denver that I go to every year. Like you just see the same people every year. It's smaller. They're a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the smaller ones, especially when a lot of people there. Like, I'm going to Beard America 2 in Kentucky at the end of July, and that's a lot of my Renegade brothers from my beard club will be there. So it's turning out to be like a big meetup for us guys, which is going to be a lot of fun.
Well, and Scott, that's something I wanted to I was going to reach out to you about here once I got back, because that's something I have been looking for, like a beard club around this area, and I cannot find one. I didn't know if there was help. I've Googled everything, and I know I did reach out to Renegade, the Renegade Beard Club, I believe. Is that what you said you belong to?
Yes.
So, and they did respond to me. I just got to get back with them. But
yeah, or I can reach out to the right guys. Our chapter can bring you in, and then they would move you to Texas. Either way.
Hey, as long as there's no weird, as long as there's no weird initiations or anything like that, I'm good with it.
No, actually, it's pretty easy. We have it down to like a 30-day entry where you're a prospect for like 30 days, and you have a little video call, and it's pretty simple. But the camaraderie in the Renegade Beard Club is just amazing. Great bunch of guys. There's always chats and video calls going on all the time. There's a whole bunch of beard companies who are members as well. It's just a lot of fun.
I'm surprised there's not a Villains in Houston.
And there may be. Like I said, I am I tried to get on and Google just beard clubs, and I couldn't find anything around. There very well could be.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know if maybe Jace. I know Scott's really big into the club scene, the bearded club scene, I should say. But he may be in the other scene. I don't know, but I'll keep away from that one. But yeah,
I'm not sure about Maine John. I can check on that for you though. Otherwise, you can just sit in Maine for a while. They'll put you in probably one of the chats of a closer state that does have a chapter. And once you get above 5 guys, you can become a chapter. And yeah, Dino is a member in Minnesota as well.
Yeah, I've gotten to meet Dino in person a couple times.
Great guy, and
South Dakota and Minnesota.
Also the president in Minnesota, Scott. He's a great guy too.
Yeah, Scott Hill.
Yeah,
really cool.
Dino's very positive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, great guy. Got to meet him at Flannelpalooza in Milwaukee.
That's right.
Flannelpalooza.
Yeah.
Yep. Beard competition we had. That's hosted by a Lit Beard Company.
Anthony, right?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Real nice guy.
Oh yeah.
So that's like a small comp, like 3 categories.
Yeah. It's about as small as it gets.
Yeah, but it looks a lot of fun. It looks like a lot of fun. You wear flannels. It's cold.
Yep.
Brats.
I'm in.
Yeah, they've got all. It's like going to a mini festival. There's all kinds of vendors, and it was a great time. And that happens in February, and it is outdoors, which actually seems to do well the last 2 years. Normally in Wisconsin we have a bunch of snow, and but it seems to have worked out for that one.
As far as the events, I'd rather have a small event like Buckeye Beard Battle because it's closer, smaller. You get a chance to talk to people in a smaller environment. The atmosphere is just amazing. And Worlds is going to be cool because you'll meet people you've never met before or all the big names. But I'm really looking forward to Buckeye Beard Battle. Plus, we got a lot of stuff going on up there, too, with the giveaway and building this big-ass shelf to give away full of oil. And, got some guys judging, maybe the Tres Amigos, so.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's a great guy. And everything he makes, all the money at the door, all the money the bands raise, all goes to Combat the Kayaks.
Yeah, we've got to get him back on the show.
Well, he's scheduled already. Episode.
Well, yes, but not for episode.
He secured it when he was on our show a couple years ago.
Yeah.
You may need to remind him.
Well, we got a couple years until that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought Tara be scheduling out for Halloween was far.
Oh, she already scheduled for Halloween.
She was so good.
I put it on the schedule. They told us on the last show they were on. They wanted it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was real good.
So if you want me to put down a date, just tell me, and I make sure it's on there.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden dominoes start falling and it starts filling up quick.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, that live that you were with Tara, I really honestly think you guys should do more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 100%. A great topic.
Yes. 100%. I just think the more different things that people do like that, and the more interaction there is between, you guys and other people. And I've been, I talked to Chief about an idea that has just been bugging me, and I won't say what it is, but something that I just think he would be absolutely 100% perfect for. I just think that it's just something different. And why be the same as everybody else, right? And that's something that Greg actually mentioned last night that he is liking so much about these live shows is that it's not like the normal, like things used to be. You have other people on besides, just the same people. You have different people on, give people a chance to get to know them as behind the scenes, as a person, versus what people already know about what they do. And I think that's neat. And just the mental health content, it is so needed today. We all try to do our little part. I know even Dan, when he does his reviews, he throws some positivity in everything he does. You guys do. Chief does every time he gets on there, just as Dino and Chief bring their positivity. So we all do our little part, but I think it's needed across the board. Again, if I get talking too much, just give me the.
You're good, man. You're good.
We're here for you guys to talk.
Yeah,
we could do that.
We do community nights. They can hear us talk whenever.
Yeah, like I was saying, like every show that's on, we're all doing something different, and it doesn't necessarily have to be beard related. It's just in the beard community. It's our community, and we can put it on whoever we want. Like Baker mentioned, he's trying to do things different. Baker's come a long way in a short time. Like he's doing really great. And I look forward to his shows, and Bishop and everyone's coming up with something new and different, and just being themselves. That's the key. Positivity, being yourself. And yeah, it's really cool. What's been a challenge for Trace Amigos?
Wind chimes.
I was going to bring them on because man, you ever have that feeling? You're like, oh, this is not going to go well. This is, but it went off without a hitch. Hello, how are you? This, I think probably getting a variety amount of people would probably be one. Okay, I love you too. Yeah, she's a rescue dog, and she doesn't like people, but she loves us dearly. But getting people on, I think, different kind of people, reviewers, owners, things like that. And I'm sure you guys face the same problem, getting people scheduled and everything. But other than that, I think we're pretty good.
And to piggyback off what Chief just said, in my mind, I was thinking at first, well, who's going to want to come on the show, right? We're just brand new, starting out. But then I'm surprised, that we had people reaching out, company owners that I just, in your mind, you're thinking, well, they're up here, they're not going to want to come on a little show. Well, they're asking, and that part's very humbling. Somebody like a Greg Boswell, or just reaching out to Bob and Terry, the mom and dad of the bearded community, so they've been dubbed, and so just people like that, and there are people, and I will say this, and one thing the only time I will back away from somebody is when they say they have not been on a show yet, however they have promised to be on the Bearded Respect First. It's hands off at that point, right? Other than that, we just try to reach out and just grab a variety, not just beard company owners, but really try to model, and not to say that we've just tried to copy everything you guys have done, but just the respect factor there. Why fix what's broke? We just add our little bit of different vibe to it, but we love what you guys do, and we don't want to copy you guys, but we do want to be that warm up. I mean, look at the late night talk shows, when they were really, really popular, and they were all the same, but they weren't, right? They kind of had the same formula, but it was different personalities. And I just think that's just the neat part of it.
What I think is nice about Thursday, and just Thursday, is people get their popcorn, grab a beer or a pop or something, and they sit down and watch Tres Amigos, then seen that. Then Melissa, then you guys, they got their little routine going, and it's kind of nice to just sit down and watch something that you enjoy. And if it goes off the rails and they talk about something crazy, that's fun too. But I think people look forward to Thursday nights because of you guys and Melissa, and maybe even our show.
You guys are a big part.
Yeah,
definitely a big part of the community. And like I said, we're all unique. We're all different shows, all equals. We're all equals. Like, it doesn't matter who's been doing it longer or whatever. We're all just brothers and sisters in the game. It's just together we make it great.
Yeah.
It's not separate.
1 cup of milk. Yeah, Finest, absolutely. He's got that
I'm
voice.
honored that Jason has my picture as his.
Yeah, I
I
noticed
like
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's nice. That's respect right there.
Yeah.
Speaking of pictures, did you guys see Baker's picture? He's got a flannel on, and on the flannel was a picture of him wearing the flannel.
Yeah, I saw that.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, I love it.
That was pretty good. And speaking of Baker, Baker, we can reach out to you. We're always looking for people that have on the show. So
yeah,
I feel
we'll get
bad.
Baker on.
I feel bad because the weekend shows, I miss them all, and
Yeah.
I'll jump on maybe a break for like 2 minutes and say, "Hi, I'm on break. Got to get back to work," because I work nights and I work all weekend. But that's when all the shows are, and you kind of feel bad because they support you, but here you are, you got to hit the replay squad, and that's fine. But I feel bad because I don't get to join in and see what's going on with the weekend crew. But you got to do what you got to do.
And I apologize, or my chat is so far behind that I'm just now seeing stuff about passing out cards to kids on the plane.
Jesus.
But
so supposedly Jason wants to be brewer secretly.
Yeah.
the hell.
When brewer talks, it makes me want coffee.
So you didn't mention the what's it called? Beards across the bridge. What are they? What's that called?
The beer chain.
Beard chain.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
So I still don't know what day it's on, but yeah, I think it's going to happen at 9 a.m.
Ooh.
And they blocked 2 hours, I think, to do it. Because I think the comps start at 11.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, but you have to be there at 9 to get measured. I don't know. They're going to come out with the itinerary one of these days, the full itinerary of where to be, when, little map. But yeah, they measure. So you have to be 8 inches from the chin, not from the bottom lip, but from the chin to qualify for the beer chain. And then you stand in line and they clip end to end like that. So.
And you get a little something special for that, don't you? If you make it.
Bragging rights, I guess.
Wasn't World Guinness Book of Records there?
So they submit it to they're not actually there. They weren't at nationals. They submitted it though. They have to take several videos of it, and they have a ledger, and then they submit that to Guinness World Books. Maybe they'll come out one of these days though. I mean, we've done it for 3 years in a row. This will be the fourth attempt. And then I have 2 certificates from Guinness World, but I paid for those. You do have to pay for them.
I think I would too.
Yeah, it's bragging rights. I mean,
What? So wait a minute. So when you get are you saying you have to pay for what now with the Guinness Book of World Records?
To get the actual,
to get the certificate.
Wow. It's funny because when you reach, I forget what it is now to get that the YouTube the
Yeah.
plaque you get for reaching. You get the silver play
Yeah.
button and then the gold one. You have to actually buy that now once you do reach it, and it's like $250
Yeah.
to buy it. They used to give it to you. Now nobody gives you anything anymore, right?
No.
Oh,
I think you can keep the money.
yeah, it's just
So
something
I got.
that's on your wall at that point.
So I do have a question. When you say that they're measuring from their chin, not your bottom of your, which chin? I mean, ain't that why we all have beards?
Right.
To cover up that second chin?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That is funny.
Baker says it is Friday.
It is Friday. Okay. Yeah, that Talking Beards on Tuesday, they had Mad Viking on there about Worlds. It was a really good episode. They answered a lot of good questions on that one. So I do recommend taking a look at that.
Ray Smokey needs a picture of you like that. I think you have pictures.
Oh, yeah.
You do.
Yeah. There's
Mhm.
pictures of me on
Yeah.
Instagram in both chains. The one at Casper and the one at Daytona.
And Becky even went and got him dinner so he had something to eat after.
Oh, yeah.
He was starving.
Yeah. And thank God, so in Casper, it was in a bar that we did the chain. We were just wrapped around in this bar. And
Yeah.
which was,
Big
I was
bar.
so grateful because I was like, hey, can you get me a beer, please? I got to stand there for an hour.
Yeah.
And then Daytona was on a pier, but there was a bar there. This one, there's not going to be a bar. It's going to be on a bridge.
On a bridge.
And I think it's going to be, it's going to take at least an hour for the beard chain, if not longer.
Well, you can't turn your head.
You
gotta
cannot
sit there.
turn.
Jason Seeland said he was going to see if he could get where you can have coolers out there.
Yeah, we're going to need something because it's going to be a long time on that bridge. Because I think there's going to be more people involved than there was at Nationals.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more people there.
It's going to blow the last record out of the water. So
I would imagine.
Well, I'll be cutting mine back a lot after Worlds.
Yeah.
Stop talking like that.
I can only lie to my wife so many times.
Yeah, and I have to, the closer we get to Christmas, I have to trim mine back. I always say that there's a fine line between a wizard and Santa Claus. So, unfortunately, I have to trim mine back, but I don't have to trim near as much as you guys would. But yeah, I got to get that round, little rounded Santa beard back.
I think I'm going to go for the Kratos look and just go block.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jason probably didn't get a nap tonight. With doing both shows.
We ruined it for him.
Long night for you, buddy.
Yep.
It was so hard to
go too long, and then my boss starts asking me questions about it.
It was so hard to keep a secret of who's coming on with the messages and the phone calls and, hey, who's coming on tonight? You can tell me. No, I can't. I can't. Is it so-and-so? No. What about no? Even if you got it right. No.
I had a secret guest since episode 6 when I had Becky on the show.
Yeah.
Well, I just assumed with the silhouette that everybody was going to know who it was.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if anybody really guessed who it was. I'm sure there was some out there, but yeah, that was neat. But
well, and even in our intro, I pixelated your guys' pictures.
Yeah.
So they couldn't tell who it was.
I got to go back and watch it. So let me ask you this. So when I was talking to Greg last night. You know how it is when you make content when you first start, and then you go back and watch it, and you're like, yeah. And I know Chief and I have talked about that. What have you guys noticed since you guys first started to where you are now on your show? and how far it's come.
Just basically more streamlined. I know when me and Jason first started, those episodes look real rough. And just you get better equipment, you find new ways to do stuff, little tweaks here and there, and it just makes a difference.
Instagram was rough for us.
Yeah. We tried to do an Instagram stream on here. It doesn't work well because of the format where we stretch it out this way and then trying to press it onto a phone.
Right.
So it's hard to do both.
But at one point, we were streaming on Facebook, Twitch, Rumble, and YouTube all at the same time. Facebook kind of had like a disagreement with Restream at some point. We can do it, or
you can do it. It's a lot of hoops every week.
Yeah,
you've got to put stream codes in every week.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Rumble ones now I'm putting them on there after the fact. I can go through their whole setup. It takes like 20 minutes to get the live streaming hooked up every week.
Oh, geez.
And after the fact, now we're getting our episodes on Spotify.
Yeah.
So it just gives people different. You get different people on each one.
Mm-hmm.
So not as much on some of them, but you never know where you're going to hit somebody.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I've really been trying to focus on here lately, and a lot of on the Saturday shows, is trying to get more people in the Santa community involved in the bearded community. And I know that there's some Santas involved in the bearded community, but really just that group of people, because people would be amazed how many people are Santas, professional Santas, just don't use beard products, or they'll use, and nothing wrong with olive oil. I don't want, people say, well, what do you got against olive oil? But just olive oil, like you get out of your kitchen, or coconut oil or something like that. And nothing wrong with that stuff. I'm not saying it, just there's better options. And that's the kind of things I'm trying to get out there. And I probably have been sending out 2 or 3 boxes a week of beard products to these guys, trying to get them on the right track with some quality products, but also try to get some people on the show to get more people interested in the bearded community. And I had Sean White, who is a professional Mrs. Claus, on the show. Well, she just had, I believe it was Beard Brand on her show this last week. So she's also starting to try to get the bearded community on her show as well, because one of the things that she's noticed is working with Santas that don't take care of their beard. She says you can absolutely tell it. It just looks rough. It doesn't look professional.
Right.
So, trying to bridge that gap and really trying to get some people involved. We've had a couple good guests on our show, that people absolutely loved. But what I love about the bearded community, guys, is how active everybody is, and just how welcoming they are to everybody. And I wish I could say it was the same on the other side. That's not to say that everybody's not, but it's a pretty competitive community. I'll just say that, right? So trying to break that barrier has been, it's a little frustrating, especially when you're used to having, like you said earlier, Mike, 30, 40, sometimes 50 people tuning in to doing a show that may have 10 tune in,
Right.
But you got to start somewhere, and hopefully that does go somewhere. So, that's something I would like to see. Don't ask me where I got started off talking about this. I have no clue. I just, something I was thinking about. I think it was something Scott said that just something clicked in my head.
I just had an idea though, Santa Tom. You need to start a Santa beard oil company.
Look, I don't know if I've got the patience for that. My goodness, man. These guys are unbelievable. You know, everybody thinks, I think it's so easy. I get talking to like Corey and you know, Weatherbeard, some of these other guys about the things that they do and just the ups and downs and the stresses. Just running a Santa business is you know, has got its stresses of its own. I don't know if I want to go through that.
I've said that before.
Yeah.
Baker's got a pretty good question I'd like to kind of answer.
Yeah, go for it.
His question's, you know, the importance of thumbnails and, you know, the visual.
Oh.
When you're scrolling through YouTube, you want a thumbnail to pop out and go, oh, let me stop and look at what it says. It's got to be visually appealing. And I use Adobe for mine, which probably isn't the greatest, but I think it's like $10 a month I pay for it. And I noticed yesterday they gave me an option for AI generate thumbnails, and I put in what I wanted and it popped up like 6 or 8 to choose from. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Click. I don't have to work on it. I don't have to move things around and search for this and add that. So that was kind of pretty cool. It's just Adobe. So I'm sure there's way better AIs out there to make your thumbnails, but they kind of got to pop, have some color, have some, you know, something that draws your eye in. So
Chief and Dino have such cool thumbnails, and then you got me over here going, you know, because I'm just not very good at the thumbnail thing.
Yeah, we use Canva, and there is a lot of options for AI. A lot of tools in there now, and they just redid some of their stuff, so there's even more stuff to play with. And but you want it simple, but you also want it that it's going to draw someone's attention.
Yeah. And like Chris from True North said, use the company that you're talking about, put them on the thumbnail, like True North Beard Co., for instance. You know, so when somebody types in True North videos, boom, there you are.
Yeah, that's why I always ask for if a company can provide me with their logo. So I'm using something that looks as good as possible. It's not like it's something I took from their Instagram page and looks a little on the rough side.
Yeah. Yeah, I had no idea my first, I don't know, half a dozen videos how to even make a thumbnail, and they were horrible. So
you got to start somewhere.
Right.
If you look at some of ours when we first started, they look kind of rough.
I have no idea how to make a thumbnail.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to worry too much.
I just upload a picture of my logo. That's it.
Yeah.
That's my thumbnail for coffee.
Yeah.
Well, right. You know, and that's something Dan had told me. He said, he goes, I want to see your face on every thumbnail you put out there. I'm like, man, I don't. That's just a lot of work for me. You know, you got to, because then you're sitting there taking pictures, like, you know, or
I know,
you know,
you got to take 100 pictures to get the right one.
Well, and then if I do that every week, I've got to get these guys to send me a picture of something.
Baker, you're doing great, man. You're doing great. You're going in the right direction.
You got to start somewhere, and as long as you're progressing, to improve, you're doing the right stuff.
And Baker, you got a community that will help you.
Yeah.
I had nothing. And I wasn't tight with anybody. I didn't know anybody. I'm just like, I'm the bearded chief. Let's go. And
yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I'll try and point you in the right direction.
Well,
sorry.
When Scott and Jason started the Bearded Respect, there was actually a guy that was trying to create creators, right? Like that Ken had a show.
Yeah.
Ken, the content creator, and he was getting people or kind of like teaching people how to do this stuff, right? Am I right? I wasn't really around.
Well, yeah, to a point.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of YouTube videos out there about content creation, where you can learn how to use, like I use Canva to design a lot of our stuff. There's a lot of those tutorials out there where you can watch them and learn a lot.
Well, it took me probably over 1.5 years to figure out you got to dive into YouTube Studio itself and put things in there.
Yeah.
So it puts it in the right spot on YouTube.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Most of my stuff was just blank. I'm like, shh. And you know who sent me a personal message one day was Dan C. He said, "Are you doing this?" And I was like,
"Wow,
no." And he says, "Fill this up. Use every character. You know, do this, do that." And I was like, "Oh." So shout out to Dan C. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a lot of good information too, and
yeah,
I know he'll answer questions as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't chase subs unless
Firehouse subs, man.
I don't think you should ever chase subs. Just grow organically. Your subs will end up where they end up.
Right. If you're consistent.
Yeah. And we're about as consistent as you get. We only take Thanksgiving off.
Well, Dino and I were talking, Santa. The Beard World starts Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we may have to do something, Dino and I, here at my house Thursday night for the show. Like him sitting right here.
Awesome.
So
now let me ask you this: is the puppy going to allow that to happen?
No, but she'll be at my daughter's place. So yeah, we babysit on the weekends, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because she works 12-hour shifts, and I got my little baby right here. I love this dog to death. She's so cool, but if you came and knocked on the door, she'd tear you to pieces.
Oh,
so never been aggressive with us, just super loving.
Now, Jason, how about yours? Now, I know we have 2 German Shepherds, and they are mama's puppies, right? They of course they love me and they come up, but they sleep on her side. They're all about my wife. How do your dogs? They favor one or the other?
Well, the boy, Clementine's son, Gus, there, he's mine. Right. He's mine. Now Clementine, when we got her, daughter number 4 ruined her because she'd be in the cage crying, so she'd go out and get her and bring her into her bed. So now she's got to be with her, but she's older now and she's not always here, and she's starting to come up on the couch with me now, and that's where I just went. She was over at the door bawling to get in, so now she's over there laying down. But she's a fickle girl. She just most of the time she doesn't want bothered with anybody. But no, the boy, Gus, he's mine through and through.
Nice.
But
they always attach themselves to somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I don't think, Brewer, I don't think you're a pet person. Is that correct?
No, he is.
No, I'm not.
I didn't.
Well,
I
have
thought
pets,
I heard you
but
say
I'm not a pet person.
Right.
I mean, you have them.
Yeah, I have 2 cats and a dog. Yeah, but they're not mine. It's the rest of the family's animal. I take care of them though. I'm the one taking care of them.
My daughter lives alone, and I think she's completely safe with this bad girl here. Completely.
Oh yeah, I've had one like that before, and I never had to worry about my family because I used to work nights, and no one would get near the house without him barking.
Well, see, I'm confused because I've unlocked the door and walked into the living room, and she's asleep on the couch, and she gets that, and then she's like, "Oh, it's Dad." So I made it in the house, walked through the kitchen, and she's still asleep. So I don't know. She may be in danger.
Yeah, if he would hear somebody walking up the street, he would be barking.
But you rattle some plastic for a treat, she hears that.
Yeah.
Right.
You gonna share that with me?
Yeah. Yeah, ours is everyone. Kevin will agree with you on the pets, right? Well, you know, and just watching Amber and some of these guys comment, and you'd mentioned something, Brewer, about these Amber going live and people jumping in to watch and just every night you'll jump on and do a live when you're driving somewhere and you know, I'm always trying to tell Chief, you need to jump on and do some, you know, I'd love to hear him do some, just jump on and do like a history, you know, type deal. And just love the way people jump on and help each other out and watch each other and just comment and just things like this right here about the pets. And I love this community so much. You guys just, it's I know you guys understand what I'm saying. I just love being a part of this.
Yes.
And it really means a lot. Here I am going again. Guys, I'm tired. It's been a long week.
I'm sure. I'm sure. You know what's funny is just this morning, I think it was, Chief's son, one of his videos popped up on my feed. And I was like, that is so weird because, like, I really don't have anything in common with his son. I do follow him, but, like, his niche is not mine.
Yeah.
But today's it was. Because he was talking about the Gulf War trading cards.
Yeah.
And I was like, I still have those. I remember when they came out.
He was so excited to get them.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yep. He loves MREs. He does MRE videos from around the world.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And he'll open them, he'll eat them, he'll sample them, he'll tell you what, you know, how it tastes. And he translates everything too, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Those give me nightmares.
Oh,
yeah.
There's
so many calories. Oh my goodness.
Well, I was a tanker. We lived on them things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got thrown a couple of cases to throw on the tank.
Yeah.
Off you went.
Did you heat yours up at all?
Yeah, on the back of the tank.
Right.
Turbine engine, we just throw it up on there and heat it up.
Now, you know, Scott, I didn't know Scott was a dat, but you guys, I was in a mechanized infantry during the Gulf War, and we did too. We didn't have a turbine engine in the Bradleys. We just put it on. We just put it on the exhaust. That's how we heated ours up. Yeah.
Yeah, I was stationed at Fort Hood,
Fort Hood. I was at Benning during the Gulf War, but it turned into the 3rd Infantry Division after the Gulf War. But it was the 194th when we got deployed over to. In fact, I graduated from AIT, and then our drill sergeant came out and said, "Men, congratulations, you're going to war." And of course, you know, when you're 20 years old, you're what? But yeah, good times.
Baker, it was a M1A1 heavy
Abrams.
Yeah,
we hauled those on the hovercrafts.
Wow.
And I was a bigger guy because I used to lift to a lot of weights. And there's this big circular ring that would go on the what do you call it, a pelican hook or something on the back, but it had that slope to the back of the tank, so you had to squat down and pick up this big ass chunk of metal and put it on, and then gripe the tank down. And that was me. I was that poor chum that had to throw that heavy ass link on there.
I remember when we loaded them on.
That's what you get for lifting all those weights.
I know.
We had to load them on trains. 60 chains in the front, 60 chains in the back.
Yeah.
And always the week we ended up doing that, it was always pouring rain.
Yes,
of course.
You're in all wet weather gear.
But
trying to load these things on a train.
What an awesome machine that is. I mean, that is just, you know, I was a Bradley mechanic, so I love the Bradley. I love that vehicle, but it's not even in the same league as an M1 Abram,
right.
And it was just an awesome machine.
We were a Cav unit, so we had the Bradleys attached to us. So I
right
completely
right. Right. And we used to, when we'd be out there and we'd service them, we got a chance as mechanics, we got a chance to go out there and test drive them out on the tank trails. Right. So we'd get out there and there'd be a tanker out there just sitting there chilling on the tank trail, and we'd pull up next to them, kind of like you want to race. So they'd give us about a half a mile start, and then all of a sudden they're just right by you, So, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And those things are so easy to drive. It's so easy to fall asleep driving them because you're laying down and there's just two motorcycle throttles.
Yeah.
And it's an automatic transmission.
You had me at motorcycle.
So are you familiar with the M113, Tom?
That's actually what I drove during Desert Storm. I had an M113 with a Mark 19 on it, and I never got to fire that Mark 19 in combat, and I wanted to so bad because, and for those that don't know, it's almost like an automatic or semi-automatic rock or a grenade launcher, right? Mm-hmm. And I mean, you could take out a village with it, but never got to shoot it in combat. I've shot one before, but that's what I was assigned to as a brand new private in Desert Storm.
That's what I had for Iraq, or Iraqi freedom was, but mine had a big red cross on it. I didn't have a big.
Well, I was going to say that's all the medics normally got.
Right. Yeah, mine was a maintenance vehicle. Yeah.
We used to like watching the AAVs leave the aft end of the ship and submerge and then pop back up.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. Scary. You got to be nuts to just drive off the end of the ship into the water and then hit the beach.
I wish I was that young again.
Right?
It seems like it was yesterday, though.
Some days. Yeah. Some days. Yeah. I've got a lot of respect for you guys, and I always hear people, say, "Oh, I wish I would have joined. I wish." You know what? That has never. We live in a country. I thought my brother and I joined. My dad served 3 tours in Vietnam, volunteered and served 3 tours in Vietnam. So my brother and I, it was just kind of something we felt like, hey, we should do this. And then I just assumed my kids would kind of thought not one of my kids served or joined, and that's fine. It's not necessary, but I've heard people say, and they actually feel a little guilty that they never served, and there's no need in that. That's the country we live in, right? You have that opportunity, you have that choice, and I'm glad I did. I wish I would have stayed in and retired like Chief did, but. What an awesome responsibility and what an awesome privilege it is to do that. No, I know Chief and I give each other a hard time about him being in the Navy, and I'll kind of send him some videos every now and then, some funny videos about the Navy. But at the end of the day, it's just nothing but respect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I haven't found the brotherhood like the military until the beard community.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
Nothing like it, but the beard community, motorcycles, clubs, sportsmen's clubs, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So donut day tomorrow, is that what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of places have like deals going on, and
there you go, Baker.
I like donuts. My chat, and I think it's my internet, my chat's so far behind that I just, unless you put something up there, I don't see what the people are saying.
Well, Scott, my son was 31 Bravo at Fort Lost in the Woods, he called it.
Leonard Wood, yeah.
Yep.
I did basic there.
Yeah.
Now, Scott, my wife was born and raised in Nolanville, Texas, which is right outside of Fort Hood.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, I'm very familiar with that area.
Yeah, I lived there, and then when I got out, I lived in Austin for quite a few years.
Was that the one that was in the Civil War?
Huh. Yorktown?
I was on that too.
Bob Hope was too when he first started.
Well, I was a young man then. The baker's daughter graduates tomorrow and right off to boot camp. I did that a week. I partied my ass off for a week and then went to boot camp. Graduated, did some dumb stuff that I should have never done, but got it out of my system.
Yeah,
went right to boot camp.
You regret going to boot camp like that normally.
I don't even remember too much of boot camp, honestly.
My first day, I think I did, what was it? Something like 420 push-ups.
Oh yeah. Yeah, easy.
Every time an officer would come by.
You're saluting everybody because you don't know who the hell's anybody.
Well, yeah. Then my drill sergeant, he'd tell me to go up to the 3rd floor. So you'd go past about 10 different drill sergeants, and you just got there and you don't know you have to.
Wow.
It just makes it rougher. But it was a great experience there. I was stationed at Fort Knox.
That's where I did my basic training at.
Yeah.
So you
we
know
had
all
19 weeks of it. It's all basic and AIT all together.
Right. So you know all about agony and misery and
oh yeah.
Very
well.
So there in Kentucky, they've got these they call them hills, but for me it was a mountain, and you're running up these mountains, and they nicknamed them agony, misery, and there was one other, I think, Scott, you may remember, but I don't remember. But you're running up, it's so steep, your nose is almost touching the ground when you're running,
Oh yeah.
I couldn't walk up something like that today.
Oh, I know, and I started my boot camp on July 17th.
Oh,
the worst.
Yeah,
worst time. And then when we'd get in trouble with the drill sergeants, they'd take us to the sawdust pit.
Oh yeah.
So you're doing push-ups in this red sawdust.
Mm-hmm.
You'd come out of there and you'd be all red.
Yeah.
From all the sawdust, because they make sure it's colored red. So it's got this dye on it. And, that was just even worse, because a lot of times you'd go on those road marches and you'd end up in the sawdust pit.
Good times.
Or when we went to the gas chamber, they didn't have enough masks, good masks. I had one that the face shield had a crack in it. So as soon as I walked in the gas chamber, I was done.
Boy, there's a lot of bodily fluids that come out of your face.
Oh yeah. You don't realize it.
Like, how can you have that much in your system?
No. And we had to get maced. I was a cop for a little while, and we had to get maced with the mace we carried. Let me tell you, I'd rather get shot than hit mace in my face again.
Wow.
That was bad. And then I went home and I got a shower, but I told the wife, I'm going to leave my head over the tub, wash my face, because I don't want that stuff running down to the nether regions, in Maine. So I had my head back like this. Boom, it was right back, man.
It makes it worse. Yeah. I spent a lot of years in the prison system, and I've been maced more times than I care to. I used to tell my staff, do not spray if something's going on and I'm in trouble. I would rather take the, than get gas. So just don't gas me.
Yeah. Tase me.
Don't tase me, bro. Hit me with a stick, something. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was bad. Cop pulls that out. You do what he says. Just do what he says.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 100%.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for having us on your show.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
I think the community's had enough of us tonight.
I like how both shows were different but the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and just hanging out with you guys, it doesn't even feel like we're on a show. It just feels like some guys hanging out, some friends hanging out. And it just, it's just again, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but just really, really appreciate you guys so much. And thank y'all for making this happen. And apologies for not being able to be there, but thanks again to Dynamite and
absolutely,
and Chief and Dino as always. But and just appreciate you guys all the time.
Oh, don't worry, you made our show, so
Yep.
Yeah,
made it
and Dino, safe travels to West Virginia if you're listening.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you end at midnight? We can't be that fun to watch.
Some of these East Coasters have to work in the morning.
Yeah. My work week starts tomorrow.
Looks like Jason's ready for bed.
Yes, he is.
I still think Jason has the perfect Santa beard, man. That is just that is just awesome.
Yep.
Well, I think to be Santa, like you said, I'd have to trim it up, but
just the color though is perfect. Looks great.
Yeah.
But thank you guys very much. Appreciate you.
We appreciate. We're glad we could do this. We'll probably have to do this again sometime down the road.
Yeah, I've had a blast, guys. Thanks a lot.
Well, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Make sure to check out the Trace Amigos. Don't forget to check them out as well. But check out our show next Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We have Beards, Heads, and Threads on next week.
Oh, Chad.
I don't think it was planned, but just opened up a brand new beard company.
Yes, he did. His labels look really good.
Yeah. Yeah, and the website's just up, so if you want to check it out, bhtgrooming.com.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure we'll be talking about it all next week. So make sure not to miss that one. And respect the journey, y'all.
have a good Friday, everybody.